BTBTV. What up, y'all? You know who it is. Your boy Jada Kiss, you know what I mean? Right now with Chris John. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey, all my niggas out there. Let's get right into it. Yeah.
BTBTV. Chris John, man. Yo, born, let's get him, man. Yeah, right now off plan. Used to get busy with them guns in my hand. 4 or 5 or a black 9 with a grand in my pocket and beef cool as a fan. BTBTV, we are not playing. Y'all just talk, we back it up and down. Sideways, F what y'all saying. We Kyrie and Kanye. This a boss talk, so you clowns should just fly away. Yeah. Hop on the bridge, throw your frame off the highway. This not a game, this is business, this my way. Real talk, your opinion is nothing to us. We gon' stay on chill, long as y'all don't violate. But it's not fair, it's my way. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you could be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware, cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. But we the best, I swear. We the best, I stay up in the mix. A project politics, my mood kinda sick. Name well known from the hood to the sticks. 100 on the highway, flying so fast, burn the gears when I shift. Some people kick dirt on your name, what shoes you gave them. Broke your back for them and they got the nerve to play you. Kick rap's door off, pushed and shoved my way through. Bum rushed the kitchen, put my floor up on the menu. The jealousy be hitting up in jokes. That's why I stay serious like David Banner turned in the Hulk and pure form like the Pope. Haters get infrared beams with the scope, so run and get ghosts. We fight good, boxed in like Floyd on the ropes. I'm the great black hope. Man, we the team and they know it coast to coast and it just ain't fair. We could be cool or your worst nightmare. We the best, I swear. And you can be my friend or enemy, I don't care. And you better beware, cause we coming for the whole pie and we don't share. No, it just ain't fair. We the best, if you with us, put your lighters in the air. No, it just ain't fair. BTBTV. Just ain't fair, man. Yeah.
Oh, that shit buffet.
Yo, you want to use your other phone?
My chick kept buffing.
Oh, it's good now?
It's good now.
All right, so first of all, peace to the
That went off.
All right.
Like 2 times.
All right, hold on. We live now, man. Peace to the 5% nation of guys and nerfs. Salaam alaikum, hamdulillah, rahmatullah, to all the true Muslim brothers and sisters out there. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV. We bully the bullies. I'm your honorable host, born divine Almighty Allah. Here with my boy, God in them streets, Shabu be Allah. So we are like we see it like over here right now. You know what I mean? So I was watching something. It popped up on my shit yesterday, man, and it was saying that Jay Prince Jr. was indicted by the feds. So I'm like, oh, word? You got let the feds come and go? So I'm starting listening to this dude, man, and this dude using AI stories to tell his story. So this boy, Nina Boy, come out and play. You heard me? I'm gonna say it again. Nina Boy, come out and play. Yo, God, I want you to hear what this dude saying in this on the show. You know what I'm saying? This is all fair use. You know what I'm saying?
I seen the video, but I didn't watch because I thought it was fake because I felt like that shit would have been blasted all over the internet.
That's what I said. That's why I said the shit's fake. You know what I'm saying?
Went solo and built my own online knife empire. I loved being a chef, but working in someone else's kitchen just wasn't cutting it for me.
All right, we're gonna listen to this, yo.
What's going on? Because y'all remember that Boosie just got in. They trying to indict Boosie for another Fed charge. You see what I'm saying? They trying to hit him with gun trafficking. You know, trafficking guns, and they I guess they tried to interview Boosie's son and some of his friends, and the Fed's been coming after Boosie for a while, man. They've been on him since he beat his case. On top of that, people's been dying around Boosie. Boosie is definitely somebody I think that they probably gonna be looking at with this Duke the Jeweler situation. But I don't know. Let's get into the content game, and we don't hold no angles. Shout out to Billionaire X, man. Let's get it.
All right, y'all. This thing got 100.
Welcome to Billionaire X. I want everybody to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to. I want y'all to know. RP Duke the Jeweler. Let me know if you're a fan of Duke the Jeweler, because everybody sat back and forgot.
So who paying for this?
Who really played a role in this? Everybody thought that because Jay Prince Jr. and the rest of them got off on the debt, they name one gonna get brought back up. The Feds, they not playing no games. And I want y'all to know, look, Cam, whatever happened with Takeoff, RP Takeoff, but these the same people who instantly, they not even going back and forth to court no more. But I want y'all to know one thing. Boosie, he was the main one who told Duke the Jeweler to come out there. And Duke the Jeweler was one of the main ones. He was rocking with Boosie and everybody from Houston and Atlanta. I want y'all to really pay close attention, because how it's all going down, has all going to be a big downfall for Jay Prince Jr., the whole mob ties, and everybody who was involved in this whole situation. I want y'all to look at the key facts and everything that happened. They was sitting there, they was shooting dice with the man. Next thing you know, Duke the Jeweler gets sent up. Duke the Jeweler didn't deserve to go out like that, and he came out there to rock with Boosie and Jay Prince Jr. and them, because Boosie already told him that Jay Prince Jr. and his homies and them, they gonna be there shooting dice too, because they're going to be money there. You feel me? Come on now. At the end of the day, this is Duke the Jeweler girlfriend right here. This the same girl who sat back and told everybody, Boosie, he was the main one who ran back in the room once he heard what happened to Duke the Jeweler. And whatever he stashed and whatever he hid.
For ourselves, yeah, we got my brother Cross the Plug in the building. We're gonna go back from the beginning, you know what I'm saying?
Salute everybody, salute.
This is dirty work Nina Boy doing right now. Nina Boy, you doing real dirty work, bruh. But yo, you got that tattoo under your eye like the game do. You try to cover that butterfly too, nigga?
We just got some new breaking alerts, man. We just got news that Jay Prince Jr. has been captured and arrested for Duke the Jeweler's murder. This is a Billionaire X content shop. This day content. Keep up the good work. When I heard this, I said, man, I gotta touch on this. Man, I gotta double down and see what's going on, because y'all remember that Boosie just got in. They trying to indict Boosie for another Fed charge. You see what I'm saying? They trying to hit him with gun trafficking. Trafficking guns, and they I guess they tried to interview Boosie's son and some of his friends, and the Fed's been coming after Boosie for a while, man. They've been on him since he beat his case. On top of that, people's been dying around Boosie. Boosie is definitely somebody I think that they probably gonna be looking at with this Duke the Jeweler situation. But I don't know. Let's get into the content game, and we don't hold no angles. Shout out to Billionaire X, man. Let's get it.
All you wanted was to add a column while planning your next sprint. Maybe it's time to move to Monday Dev. Here are 5 Monday Dev features to plan, track.
Welcome to Billionaire X. I want everybody to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to. I want y'all to know, RP Duke the Jeweler. Let me know if you're a fan of Duke the Jeweler, because everybody sat back and forgot who really played a role in this. Everybody thought that just because Jay Prince Jr. and the rest of them got off on the debt, they name one gonna get brought back up. The Feds, they not playing no games. And I want y'all to know, look, Cam, whatever happened with Takeoff, RP Takeoff, but these the same people who instantly, they not even going back and forth to court no more. But I want y'all to know one thing. Boosie, he was the main one who told Duke the Jeweler to come out there. And Duke the Jeweler was one of the main ones. He was rocking with Boosie and everybody from Houston and Atlanta. I want y'all to really pay close attention, because how it's all going down, has all going to be a big downfall for Jay Prince Jr., the whole mob ties, and everybody who was involved in this whole situation. I want y'all to look at the key facts and everything that happened. They was sitting there, they was shooting dice with the man. Next thing you know, Duke the Jeweler gets sent up. Duke the Jeweler didn't deserve to go out like that, and he came out there to rock with Boosie and Jay Prince Jr. and them, because Boosie already told him that Jay Prince Jr. and his homies and them, they gonna be there shooting dice too, because they're going to be money there. You feel me? Come on now. At the end of the day, this is Duke the Jeweler girlfriend right here. This the same girl who sat back and told everybody, Boosie, he was the main one who ran back in the room once he heard what happened to Duke the Jeweler, and whatever he stashed and whatever he hid, it made everybody like look at him like, Boosie, why you acting like that? Like why you gotta run down the hall like that? Like, at the end of the day, I want y'all to know this sad, but at the end of the day, this is something that Boosie, Jay Prince Jr., Loc Cam, and the rest of them didn't think that this was gonna come up.
Let me tell you something. If Boosie go down for this, I don't know how long Boosie could stay solid and stay Boosie Boo. You know, Boosie then came out of some tight squeeze situations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he, you know. Well, Wack 100 have put out some information that Boosie didn't told before, but y'all gotta understand something, man. Just because a nigga stay down 20-something years, man, every dog got their day. And right now, Boosie got that big ass estate. He got too much shit on the line. So if Boosie got to find a way out, I do believe Boosie might give somebody up, because he don't hang with nobody out there in the streets like that anymore anyway, because he been backdoored and people that tried to take that man's life. Y'all got everybody know Boosie have survived not millions, but a lot of murder attempts. People that tried to knock him down, people that tried to put hits out on him, his family stealing from him, all that crazy type of ish, right? But Boosie, man, they watching. Everybody see what Boosie is doing. And Vlad, man, when you came and did the vlog down there to his estate,
Look like me.
now he got like 3-4 mansions on his estate. Then you got this big ass lake, and you just drop hundreds of fish in there to go. Man, come on, man. You making more than what them federal agents are ever gonna make in their life. And you known for toting guns and all that shit, man. Boosie better be careful, because nigga, you everywhere you go, you attracting them feds like flies. It's a reason why.
Yo, I had to stop it real quick, bro. We all know Boosie and Jay Prince allegedly they're probably in cahoots with this shit, bro. Boosie and Jay Prince Jr. were probably in cahoots with this shit. Boosie knew this guy was coming, bro. He knew he was gonna be at his show and at his after party, gambling. He knew the nigga had jewelry. Yo. Yeah, he knew.
Fact.
He knew this dude had jewelry and all that shit, bro.
Well, my thing is this, God. I mean, I get it. We all know the story. We know who brought the dude out there. I'm trying to figure out, where is this false narrative that Jay Prince Jr. is locked up? Where is he locked up at? How can you say that as a content creator and you don't have the full proof of this man being locked up?
That's what I want to know too. I'm trying to figure out where you get this information from. Nobody else on the internet got this information, but what's that police site, man? Shout out to the police site that put it up. You know what I'm saying, that he riding off of.
Oh, I think it's Streets for Bloggers.
Streets for Bloggers, salute. Y'all put more money on the floor for us streamers today. So we're gonna get back into this Queerdo Nina Boy.
Why bees and fleas don't hang with each other? You know what I'm saying? Bees hang around honey and flies hang around shit. You see what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you pick up this game quick, man. And if you can stay out the media, man, for a couple years, that would do your ass some justice. Because, man, if they putting this Duke the Jeweler shit on you, nigga, they not finna let up, gang. Let's go.
And they was going to instantly pull the receipts up I want y'all to know they was shooting dice. The dude who he was shooting dice with, that was the main one who was right by dude with the red hoodie on. And the dude with the red hoodie, he was the one that kept on tapping Boosie, telling him like, man, dude, keep pulling out money. And then as soon as Duke the Jeweler started putting the money in the other pocket, that's when Boosie answered. Boosie got a little jealous. Once he started counting them 20, dude asked him something. Dude in the red hoodie. Once he asked him, like, man, next thing you know, Boosie like, what'd you just tell him? Dude tell Boosie like, man,
they got Boosie.
I'm trying to see where his head at. I'm trying to see if he messed up yet. They kept on sitting right there with dude. Jay Prince Jr. right across, steady whispering to Lil Cam. Everybody said that the dude that was with Jay Prince Jr., he was the main one who ran outside with Boosie nephew, the 19-year-old. This is something that everybody knows. Everything that went down there, we know for a fact that it never got solved. Like, come on now. At the end of the day, we know everybody who was involved in this, and these the same people who thought that they weren't going to instantly get their name brought up in this. No, they sat there and watched that man instantly leave up out that dice game. It was too many people in there knowing that Duke the Jeweler was out there by himself. And the dude that went outside with the white beater on with the purple hoodie over his shoulder, that was the only dude who was standing.
Here we go. I'm gonna show you this. So you gotta see this. It's a this whole gambling thing right here.
That was the main one who was right by dude with the red hoodie on. And the dude with the red hoodie, he was the one that kept on tapping Boosie, telling him like, man, dude, keep pulling out money. And then as soon as Duke the Jeweler started putting the money in the other pocket, that's when Boosie answered. Boosie got a little jealous. Once he started counting them 20, dude asked him something. Dude in the red hoodie. Once he asked him, like, man, next thing you know, Boosie like, what'd you just tell him? Dude tell Boosie like, man,
they got
Boosie. I'm trying to see where his head at. I'm trying to see if he messed up yet. They kept on sitting right there with dude. Jay Prince Jr. right across, steady whispering to Lil Cam. Everybody said that the dude that was with Jay Prince Jr., he was the main one who ran outside with Boosie nephew, the 19-year-old. This is something that everybody knows. Everything that went down there, we know for a fact that it never got solved. Like, come on now. At the end of the day, we know everybody who was involved in this, and these the same people who thought that they weren't going to instantly get their name brought up in this. No, they sat there and watched that man instantly leave up out that dice game. It was too many people in there knowing that Duke the Jeweler was out there by himself. And the dude that went outside with the white beater on with the purple hoodie over his shoulder, that was the only dude who was standing out there to be able to witness everything that went down. The security already said that. That was the main dude who ran in there and told everybody, like, yeah, they just hit up Duke the Jeweler. Duke the Jeweler, he just wanted to leave and go back to the hotel room. A lot of people knew that Jay Prince Jr., he could have avoided all this, man. But he's sitting right there losing all his money. And Duke the Jeweler, like, man, we still cool, right?
All right, man. Hey, Reed, cross. What the hell you think? What the hell you thinking about what he's saying, bro?
Again, that's all. Everybody did that with the whole thing with the takeoff shit, the speculation. My thing is to put a jacket on somebody and say they got picked up because of their part of this charge, regardless of what we want to think. My thing is, come on, fam, don't do that. Don't put somebody's livelihood and say that he got picked up and you go unless two things. Unless you got an inside thing, or that man, Jay Prince Sr. got enough money to keep it out of the news. But we all know if they did Diddy like that, they damn sure gonna do Jay Prince Jr. like that.
Facts. And you know what I want to say about it too? I don't understand how a dude like this even get a rep, yo. Let me show y'all something about this guy, man. Hold on, let me show y'all something about him. These dudes be frauds, man. Hold on, what is it at?
What you think about that, Shabu? Somebody just putting that tag on it saying, hey, they got picked up. Because when Bourne hit me up, he told me I was going to look it on the internet. I'm like, I don't see that nowhere on the internet, so I don't know where that came from.
I bypassed it because when I seen it, I didn't even look at it because I'm like, there's no way that this could be going on and it not be a whole bunch of bloggers hitting that for content. You know, so I ain't even check it out at all. I went right by it.
Salute E. Scott in the building. Salute E. Yeah, I feel like that. Like Eric said, you putting karma on that man, bro. Like you just don't do that, man. This internet world and got so crazy. Why I fall off and not do the lives as much. People do too much shit, bro. It's supposed to be content creating, not content. Defaming.
Hey yo, but I'm gonna show you something about this nigga with this nigga Nina Boy real quick. Y'all check this out. What the fuck is it? Yo, all right, check this out, niggas. I don't know who you are, bro, but you're about to get blocked for talking that dumb shit. But I'm gonna let you live right now, because I ain't beat right now. But check this out. This is the nigga.
You guys are not professional. I don't see any punches. Which one of these niggas is gonna make it first?
Which one is it, born? The light skin or dark skin dude?
The light skin dude.
That's weird. That's a fact.
This is for entertainment purposes only. Fair use for entertainment purposes only.
Salute mailman.
Both of them niggas scary as hell. They ain't throw one damn punch. But they straight, these niggas, I hate to say this, man. I'm gonna say it with my chest out. That's why you gangbanging niggas are suckers. 85% of you niggas can't fight. You see that shit? We got a blood and crib going against each other, and them niggas scared to swing a blow. That's some sucker punk BS. We know y'all soft now. That's why y'all jump each other in the game. Because y'all can put a fair one in to fade each other in. Man, I don't mean to disrespect it, but I'm just saying, man.
Right.
Yo, man. Yo, cross, I'm Shabu. What y'all gotta say about it?
I ain't seen nothing, say nothing about it except for cats moving around the ring. Ain't nobody throw a punch yet. Like, I don't even know what it's about.
Well, 7 salute. But hold up. I gotta find this part where he get dropped, yo. Cause you big, that nigga look like a little whale.
Yeah.
He look like he ain't never had a street fight a day in his life.
Yo, even Bosco, like, come on, man. Let's fight, man. Stop playing, bro. Why you keep running? Yo, That nigga Nina Boy look like a chump, yo. Wax Dog, what's up, my boy? Salute. That
Salute,
nigga
Wax
Nina
Dog.
Boy look like a
Salute,
gump,
Wax
bro.
Dog.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all niggas, just because you got a tattoo on your face don't make you gangster, man.
Yeah.
He look like he ain't had a fight a day in his life, man. For real.
Yo, Nina Boy, are you gonna fight or you gonna keep running? That boy, Nina Boy, yo, he got a name. His name is Nina Boy. Nina's a girl name. Hey, Nina, how you doing, shorty? What's cracking, shorty? Can I get your number?
Nah. Yeah, I just, like I said again, it just blew my mind. Like when you told me about the whole thing for Jay Prince Jr., I'm like, damn, that's breaking news right there. Like, shit, you need to, gotta go to look at. I'm like, bro, don't do no shit like that, bro. That's like damn near somebody throwing the bone out there, and you bit, and you're gonna use your platform to promote that.
But I never said I was gonna do that show. I just
No,
told you about
no,
the
I'm
show.
not saying you will. I'm saying, speaking of people doing that, you know what I'm saying? It's like saying somebody dead or saying somebody got caught up on some shit just to put a stamp on somebody, bro. That's the only thing that just, like, when you told me and when I asked you, and it's crazy, I never looked at him no other different way, but when you told me, oh, my man just dropped the bomb that Jay Prince Jr. is in the fair. I'm like, who? And then you told me, I said, let me go check. I'm like, man, that's kind of low, bro. Like, that's beyond low. Like, you supposed to have all your info and say, yeah, this is what it is. Hell, they ain't say Cheese, Adam 20. Nobody spoke on this. So at that point, it becomes a clout chasing move to me.
Come on, you already know, Cross. If something like that went down, that shit would have been all over the internet, man. All over the internet.
And we ain't gonna give Willie D a pass because Willie D posted the shit too.
What?
Willie D posted it and took it down. We ain't give that nigga Willie D a pass.
Yeah, he posted it. Yeah, he posted, took it down. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. But I think people was about to run with the algorithm and realize, oh shit, this is not true. Ain't nothing about this is true. Because I mean, unless he has some or we ain't seen it, I'm just like, to put that and say he was charged with the unaliving of a jeweler, even though, you know, in hindsight 2020, we all figured that, okay, he played some type of part, but just to come out and, you know, emphatically say the man did it and the feds picked that man up is crazy work.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, Cross, I looked at it and I kept it moving straight out the gate. I said, this is, I didn't even entertain it. I said, there's no way. That would have been like, soon as you scroll down your whole list, it would have been popping up with everybody. Like, that's something people been waiting for. So to come and say the feds ran down on Jay Prince Jr. because of Duke the Jeweler, I just looked at it. I said, man, I'm gonna keep this moving. I got to see a bunch of more people, and I think I seen that maybe yesterday or something like that. I was like, man, I'm not entertaining this right here. This is whack.
No, you right, Sabu.
Yo, but yo, let's show how much this boy Nina Boy is a clown, man. We got the clowns in the building. Shout out to the clowns, man. I know you watching Nina Boy, but you're a clown, nigga. You're a clown. You're a clown. We know you're a clown.
Yeah, he went that distance, then definitely, man. This is just this whole internet thing just be going too far.
Yeah.
People would do anything to get views and clicks, and it don't got no concrete, substantial validity, anything to it. Let me just throw something up crazy like that. And you putting a person in position by even saying something like that. Like you wishing that to come on them. Like,
yeah, that's why I said when you, without doing the due diligence on just alone as I don't care what nobody say, just being a man and being a black man, like, man, we live in a time where they got AI, they got all types of shit. So man, you gotta be very careful when you speak something on somebody, bro, because you at least gotta know if it's true. At least stand on business and say, I didn't just hear it one that's laying around and somebody said it, so I just wanted to jump on the internet and do it first before anybody else did it, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, well, let's see what Spider Loc crashes out on Nina Boy and Munchie B with some wild allegation that he claims, yo. Let's listen to that because Nina Boy, you've been in a lot of bad situations, bro. For you
Twitch said them Cali niggas can't fight anyway. I don't know about all of them, but that dude
Paperboy
right
News here to deliver y'all that daily report. Now, him and Nina Boy, as well as him and Munchie B. So let's get straight into it. Now, Spider Loc said when him and Nina Boy had their fallout, it was an all-out war, where it was basically F Nina Boy. And he said the reason why he hated Nina Boy was because Nina Boy was spreading false rumors, saying that he was responsible for Snoopy Blue's death.
At a certain point, one of my homeboys, Nina Boy and myself, was basically at war. It was him. And at this point, I was so disgusted with him because the whole internet was screaming, Nina Boy's over there on his channel blaming Spider for such and such murder. It was a popular murder in our sector.
Now, Spider Loc said before Snoopy Blue met his demise, they weren't in good terms, and every opportunity that Snoopy Blue had, he tried to smut Spider Loc's name out. Now, aside the fact that Snoopy Blue was trying to smut Spider Loc's name out, Spider Loc said Snoopy Blue also took the stand and told on somebody. Now, he said Nina Boy, who's also his little homie from East Coast Crib, started a YouTube page. And when Snoopy Blue lost his life, Nina Boy dropped a dedication video. Now, Spider Loc said when he watched that video, the way that Nina Boy was talking, he was trying to make it seem as though he had something to do with Snoopy Blue losing his life. Now, Spider Loc said even though he's talking about it, him and Nina Boy already squashed that issue by catching the fade. And he said since Nina Boy wanted to drop content on me, one of the homegirls from East Coast Crib said that some years back, Nina Boy RAP'd her. Now, Spider Loc said every time Nina Boy popped online, that girl's blood started boiling because every time she sees Nina Boy, it takes her back to the time when allegedly Nina Boy smashed her box without her consent. And he said since Nina Boy want to drop allegations on me, we gonna interview that girl that allegedly blamed him for RAPing her. Now, we said before Reggie Wright was law enforcement, he was a real one from Peru. And he said he plays chess, not checkers, so he told them to interview that girl that claimed that Nina Boy RAP'd her. Now, he said after they did that video, somewhere along the line, him and Nina Boy squashed their issue. And he said since Reggie didn't drop the video when he was initially supposed to, he hit him up over the phone and told him not to drop that video. Now, Spider Loc said, mind you, this is beyond statute of limitations, so Nina Boy can't get charged for it. Now, Spider Loc said as far as Munchie B goes, Anno 22 labeled me and Munchie B the best LA street-based podcast channel ever. And he said he blames his fallout with Munchie B because before he even met Munchie B wrote in his DMs as a fan. And he should have just left it
Dad, so Nina Boy was taking a box too? Allegedly?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I ain't gonna speak on that because I don't know. That's that again. Them allegations, putting that on people. Got to be careful. You know what I mean? It could be somebody else creating it. I'm just more or less like, why would he say Jay Prince Jr.? Where did he get his info? Did he just get it from another YouTuber, or did he do his work in doing it? That's my whole issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he got just another YouTuber because he's playing another YouTube video.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be doing that, bro. Like I said, everybody got their own thing of what they doing. But some things you just don't do. Like I said again, you know, people going around saying that you never know who you could be around. Yeah, you don't know who you could be in the presence of. One of them niggas from Houston, nigga, like, man, I heard that. That just to me is bad business.
Well, it don't look like this the first time that he did it, you know. So,
right. That's why I just listened to that, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know the nigga had put another unalive on a nigga. Like you just, how do you know this? Like, this is what the world we live in, bro. We live in the world of information. You cannot this ain't like we on the corner say, hey, you know how people used to do back in the days, the chatty patties and the gospels. Girl, did you know this? Or hey, man, or the barber shop. No, this is the world of soon as born, like I said, born sent it. I'm going to Google it. I ain't taking it nothing for face value. Then I Google it, and ain't nowhere. The last time I think that nigga got in trouble, allegedly, I got to say it because I don't know, allegedly got in trouble was 2018 for driving while intoxicated, bro. That's the last major charge that man got. And to go from DWI to unaliving is crazy work, bro.
He can't even go to Houston right now.
You know what? That's a good one. I wonder if he can, because that would be hard. Well, I don't know if people watch his channel. Probably a bunch of people. I don't know. But all I know is, yeah, you're right. That would be a problem. Because, again, you saw 607 Unk got pressed. You never know. Like I tell people, bro, you never know who might walk up on you.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, it can happen to anybody, bro.
Yeah.
If this nigga not built like this nigga like 5 foot nothing and 200 pounds, little stubby nigga, look like Webster shit. Look, a little Webster ass nigga, a little Gary Coleman ass nigga.
we could already see he can't fight, so I don't even know what else is there supposed to be, to this guy. I don't know him, but just looking at that right there, he looked like he ain't never threw his hands up a day in his life.
That nigga
was
welling like a girl, how girls fight, swinging both arms at the same time.
With his head down.
Yup.
Yeah, that's bad with your head down.
If Bosco knew how to fight, he just should hit him with an uppercut. He would have ended the whole fight. But Bosco won no 100. Don't know how to fight either. I don't understand, man. They got all these fake gangbangers, funny looking niggas out here getting money on the internet. I don't understand how these niggas getting bags, yo. For real, man.
Fact,
I don't know why you don't understand it, boy. This is super fake right now. If you putting up the fake shit, then that's what they running with. They don't want to hear nothing real.
Right. And you got some sites that people make money off of creating fake, fake lies or trolls or whatever. But I'm just saying, bro, like, I get it, because maybe he thought he was on to something, but I wouldn't have just threw it out there like that unless he was looking, to get the attention warranted to it. But that, to me, wouldn't be the attention you want. I wouldn't want that, because if I find out somebody going around saying I done got picked up, it's like, bro, like, come on, bro, you can't do that. Can't do that. Not in 2025. You can't do that. We got too much technology just to throw that out there and say, hey, this is this. It's like, bro, where you get that from? Because it definitely would have been in Houston. And it would have been bigger because it would have been the whole Rap-A-Lot empire. If they got Jay Prince Jr., the whole empire, because it would somehow, they would be trying to get to his daddy. Unless his daddy, like everything else that been happening on, maybe he I don't know. But even if he cooperate, then they still ain't coming to get his son. So I don't know why would he say that. If anything, I'm assuming it would be something like, it'd be something like his brother. The brother that came out of prison, the one with the dreads, somebody that was around, them dudes or whatever, or because he really, I think the older brother, whatever his name, Larry, whoever the hell his name is, he like he always been that muscle type nigga.
All right, so here go Nina Boy getting pressed, John. This boy got a lot of L's in the industry, bro.
Before you do that, who is he pressed by? Who is he getting pressed by now?
He getting pressed and marked out by K7 Stink.
Okay.
This little crip, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, here we go.
All right.
You know, hey, K7, him speaking on shit, I seen like a little video cuz speaking on show, speak team this, speak team that, nigga, when you don't know shit.
Man, speak on what I said, nigga. If you gonna say,
nigga, it's all on YouTube, nigga.
Say what I said.
After Draco passed away, nigga, talking about all the stink team niggas ran and all this type of shit, nigga.
Hold on, Scar.
I'm nigga that stood 10 toes down, nigga.
Bro, I don't know
what shit that you don't know about. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro. Pull it up, nigga.
Bro, it's on YouTube, nigga.
Pull it
on
up.
your channel, nigga.
Pull it up, cuz.
Look, I'm from Dirt Gang, bro. You know what I'm saying? We allies, right?
What you talking about? You want to argue on Instagram about some
old ass video, bro? You can box me. You making it an argument,
bro. It ain't no money in boxing you.
It's gonna be money with me. It is.
K7, we gonna holler, cuz. We gonna set
all right,
it up.
go ahead, man. I'm gonna check back in with you, Rockstar.
You already know, cuz. I got
you. Yeah, nigga talking about that freebie shit, cuz. Get out of here.
Bro, don't have me, bro. You're not hard to find, bro.
All right, K7.
Hey, you find hard to find, guys.
Hey, we gonna set it up.
You better ask everybody about it. You better ask your homies about it.
Bro,
who
you talking to? Cause I don't ask nobody nothing.
You better ask your homies about me, bro.
Ask nobody nothing, bro. I'm not finna.
Cause you all this hostility, I'm trying to
you
get clout off you and all this type of shit. Nigga, don't get no clout off you, nigga.
Trying to hear
you ain't got no clout, nigga.
You wanna argue on Instagram, nigga. You ain't talking about.
I'm telling you what it is. You can. I said box me. You making it an argument,
man.
If you find out about boxing that shit.
Yo. Yeah, niggas know ain't no money, nigga. It's money. It don't have to be money in a fair fight, nigga. Let's get a ring. Why you scared? Cause you let Bosco ugly ass beat you up, nigga? Knock it off, man.
That shit crazy, bro.
I'm gonna see some funny shit, bro. Him and Bosco in that ring look like two bad built chicks.
Right.
Nothing impressive from either one of them from what I've seen.
Nah, man, at all, yo, at all. I bet you after that match, they collected their money. They would have spooned after that.
I think it was if you pull up the video, I think Nina Boy talked about that. That was that fight back then where they talked about, I think they didn't give him his money, or they did something with it where they didn't give him his money, or somebody didn't show up. I don't know if you can pull that up where Nina Boy talks about not, or maybe put in the search, not getting paid for the fight or something about the fight. Because I remember he talked about the shoes. He didn't have his shoes because he had regular tennis shoes on.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I remember that. So,
yeah, Watchdog said, pull it up.
I just said, like I said, this internet world got crazy, bro. Well, motherfucker can just pull something out and just say it, and then just, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, hold on. Here we go, right here, yo. Here we go. I found it, yo.
The city was upset, and yeah, so we got Nina Boy basically right now giving his side of the story on why he didn't fight. I guess he didn't get his money. He only got like, ain't gonna catch it though. No, just playing, man. Shout out to Nina Boy, bro. Shout out to Bosco, man. Y'all try to do something for the culture, but definitely if they didn't pay y'all, who gonna get in the ring? But let's hear what Nina Boy got to say about it, and let's go from there, man.
Yeah. So, you know, niggas gotta understand, I'm going home with $280. So, you know, y'all gotta ask y'all. I'm gonna keep it a brick.
No, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, this shit is hilarious. Yo. Yeah, bro. Oh, yeah, bro. You get paid $280. You not trying to fight, bro. Let's be honest, bro.
First of all, That nigga a lie. He got paid more than 200. Because Bosco said he got like 75,000.
No, Bosco got majority. Now you need to pull up Bosco's video where he talk about how he got paid. Bosco got paid. That's what the whole big thing was. Like, they was kind of pissed off that I guess Bosco got paid and they didn't really give. Like, somehow he got flam or whatever. So that's why I'm tripping. Like, no, exactly. No, you saying he didn't get paid. No, he got on that, and that was one of the biggest problems. Like, because I guess the promotion of somebody else was promoting it. I don't know if it was another, I'll put it like this, another side of the culture promoting it, not his side of the culture or something. I don't know what it was, but I do know that he didn't get what he was supposed to get. Brick City Touch, salute.
Brick City Touch, Bill, salute.
Yeah, play that and see what else he say.
Hold on a second.
Dude, I want him to get to this Roger Barnes dude, man.
Oh, we about to get to him. Hold on, one second. What is it at? Oh, I can't find that shit, man. Hold up, I can't find it. Let me go back to the Nina Boy real quick. What he got? So why he didn't get paid? Hold up.
Especially if you got a certain number. Let's say they said 10 bands, 5 bands, whatever, and then they like, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to do that because X, Y, and Z, and they only pay you $280. Bro, I'm not getting my face hit. You know what I'm saying? I get this shit, bro. Yes, yeah. Come on, man. Come on, man.
With you, you gotta ask yourself, nigga, what would you do in my situation? What would you really do in my shoes? You was in my shoes, nigga, and you made 280 at the door. They like, hey, it ain't no money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at all these people in the crowd and all that shit.
First of all, in a boxing match, you don't get paid until after the boxing match. So you probably fucked yourself out of the money, my dude, for not fighting.
Well, I think, again, it came down to who was promoting it. I think he was supposed to push, you know how most people have to push and self-do the promotion or whatever. So, again, like he even said it, he said he only got 280 at the door. But he's saying there's a bunch of people in there, meaning as in who it was the other affiliate side that was at the door. So he didn't get his money at the door because the other side was getting the money. And I don't think he had nobody there for him, for his side.
Whose stupidity is that?
Crazy work.
Nah, but yo, no, enough of that, bro. I just want to show you how much of a buster, a bozo, a clown this nigga Nina Boy is, yo.
Right.
And he's kind of flamboyant, too. Bad body build bitch. You know what I'm saying? No hair on his
How
face.
many subscribers you said that dude got?
111,000.
This shows you what this world is coming to, man.
Yeah, hold up, yo. And I'm gonna tell you something. Only man I know no face hairs, they probably trannies, bruh. He look like he a tranny out there on the low, bruh. Yeah, Nina Boy, you're a transgender, bruh. Stop playing.
Wow.
You throw your makeup on. You got your little nose earring. Think you Tupac. But we all knew Tupac was suspect too. I seen him in the fucking tub with all that jewelry, all that gold on when them Jewish boys was laughing at him. Let me find that video again. Hold up. I don't be playing with you niggas, man. Call all you niggas out, man. I know I'm wrong, but so what? Sometimes you gotta be wrong to be right.
Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button.
Here we go. Hold on. What is that? What is that? Tupac taking an iconic bad photo. Here we go, y'all. Let's get to it. This is fair use, man, but you know I'm going on niggas. I don't feel.
How's that, David? All right? Yeah, that's great. Okay, it's just under his elbow here. Okay. Put down the logo, don't we? Yes, that's important. Take that necklace away.
Tupac, what are you doing?
Dude, cheesing too. That's the executive dude. His name. Got his name. Part of Bad Boy. He was part of Bad Boy.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's too much right there. All the men, dog, ain't no women. It's just a bunch of men. Ain't nothing. Look, he's standing down over him, looking down at him, dog. That's crazy work for me.
Apple, you see this?
Okay, Jake, come out of the shop. Okay, you want to shoot?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, David.
Is that a scene from a movie or something?
Nah, that's a video. That's
the iconic shot where Tupac was laying in the tub with all the gold. He was naked and all the gold was all over. But I'm just tripping. I never seen it how they did it. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's just crazy. There's nothing but men in this room and he ain't got no clothes on. All these white dudes in that bitch. He laying in the tub.
Well, you know, he was an actor and an entertainer before he wanted to be a gangster.
He look like a sissy right there. You see his face?
Yeah, he looked very zesty in that one when he looked with his hands. Look,
the man got his hands in the tub, rubbing on him.
Yeah, moving the gold. Yeah, that's too much. That is not. He like, man.
Come on, Tupac. What you doing, my dog? You let men rub all over your body. That's. I bet you Nina Boy be happy to do that. I'll put the gold on you, Pac. I'll put the gold on you.
Wow.
But no, the guy Shabu be Allah. He want to speak on something. Shabu, speak on what you want to speak on, God. We gonna follow you, man. We gonna follow suit, bro.
Nah, man. I just was watching this Roger Barnes interview, you know, and I had a lot more respect for homie until I seen this interview with Vlad, you know, under the circumstances. We all know Puffy did a lot of crazy shit out here, you know, but I've been watching the whole trial, and my thing is that I can't see when certain individuals, you know, the man right now is going through what he's going through, whatever may have been the beef in the past, you know, whatever scorn that you got against Puffy, is no way that this white boy Vlad could have got me to jump up on there while this man is going through what he going through right now at the end of his trial and about ready to have the jurors taking the instructions on whether he going to be guilty or not guilty. I just wouldn't have done it. I would have had to wait until whether he's convicted or he's coming home. I wouldn't have fed into it. And as far as I know, I don't know Barnes like that, but as far as I know from the streets and everything else, he's supposed to be a stand-up dude. But also in this interview, he said that if they would have called him, he would have testified on Puffy. And the way that Vlad led this whole interview, it's just crazy. You know, I don't understand. I don't know whether homie needed some money right now or whatever. I know he got the beef with his son being locked up in Africa and Puff not giving them no money. But I'm just saying, certain rules you got to stick to them, man. Dudes is just going for anything right there. So I'm quite sure Vlad gave him a nice check, but it's ironic that Vlad would come up and do another interview, and then a lot of stuff that he's saying in the interview is like more stuff to add on to the trial itself. But if you was listening to the trial, a lot of the stuff that Vlad is putting out there, it's not true. But I'm just saying, I don't understand why Holmes would go and do an interview with this man right now.
Isn't Roger Barnes supposed to have been Diddy's security or something?
Yeah.
He quit after Gene. After Gene
quit. Yeah. This is a day-old joint, Cross, and it's not an old one because they talking about everything that transpired in the trial and a whole lot more. And all I'm saying is he's saying in this video, I know I'm not mistaken, he said, yeah, well, they didn't call me, but if they would have called me, I would have testified. So you saying, you know what I'm saying, that I would have been a rat. And all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, regardless of what transpired between you and that man and how you may feel about that man right now, I'm looking at his kids and everything else. I'm looking at myself when I stood trial facing 165 to life, and I wouldn't want nobody, regardless of what beef that we had in the past, that while I'm laying up waiting to see whether these people going to incarcerate me for the rest of my life, that somebody that was around me and that was close with me like that. And my problem is always, we know in life, you know what I'm saying, you should hope that your good outweigh your bad. Everybody want to make it seem like everything that while they was around Puff was bad. If you're a real individual, if you treating me outside of my character, you can't buy my character for money. So even if I'm in the position as being your security and you start playing me like a doughboy or doing things that's around me that I don't agree with, I'm going to let you know right there on the spot. I'm not going to wait until you get jammed up and now participate in these people because, like I said, once again, we know Puffy did a lot of dirt. He shitted on his artists. He did a lot of things. But also...
But you know what I'm going to say, son? That's why I respect how Gene did it. Gene was coming to this nigga from the beginning. He was talking about how he had to check Puffy for disrespecting his own mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And how he had to check Puffy, put his hands on Kim and all that. Gene kept it real. This nigga watched Puffy do all this shit, and then once Puffy didn't give him the money he needed for a lawyer for his son, then he came out on Puffy. Gene never asked that nigga for no money.
Right, but he's saying in the interview, I wasn't around for a lot of this, but then you corroborating a bunch of other things that if these people is still, because, even if nobody knows which way the trial gonna go, hopefully he'll get found not guilty or hung jury. And I'm only basing this on what I watched from day one with the trial, from the prosecutors to his defense lawyers. They did not prove this case, and a lot of things came out. Like Vlad is saying in this joint, oh, well, Cassie's supposed to have a dude, you know what I'm saying, nut on her, and then she went and kissed Puffy. I didn't hear none of that. I heard the part about, him supposedly having her come and rub another man's, semen on him and everything else. But in all actuality, he may have done some gay things, but even the dancers and all them say they never, interacted with him. And the cat Rico that did the interview up on up on camera joint, he said, nah, man, when Puffy wanted to film me and all that, I told him no. And when he had the laptop, he went and pushed it down. The Punisher dude said for over a year, you know, certain things. So my thing is, I just don't understand how you could be watching this trial, and we all know how Vlad get down. So I can't see your man Roger going right now and doing an interview while he know that this man is fighting for his life.
But what I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna say this too, man. Now I'm not gonna say Puffy innocent, because I don't believe he's innocent. Not for the jury standpoint, you know what I'm saying? For the racketeering standpoint, he's not innocent, because you don't gotta get proved to have paid for 2 sex workers in the whole case. And that's a federal felony. Am I right or wrong, God?
Yeah, but see the whole thing about it, where they don't have that, where his lawyer broke it down, was that first of all, they wasn't even escort dudes. They wasn't prostitutes. Them dudes were strippers. And they went there to strip.
Strippers are considered prostitutes when you go and do private shows and you have sex, bro. I worked in the club field, man. I was running security for mad strip clubs, bro. And a lot of chicks got fired for leaving the strip club, going out with them celebrities and smashing them out, because that come back on the club like they was hiring them as prostitution.
Well, I mean, if a person is a stripper and then they decide to take it to the next level, whether it's male or female, that's something that's taking place that you agree upon right then and there. But initially, and most of the time, when they was brought on the scene, it was those females that went and got them. They even got Jane Doe going with other rappers to Las Vegas and all that, doing the same thing. Like, if you've been following the case,
bro,
you know how they.
I follow the case, but I'm telling you, man, bro, I'm keeping it real, bro. I work for Puffy, bro. I know the nigga's a weirdo nigga, you know what I'm saying? I know he's a weirdo. I seen him have them trainers in his fucking VIPs and shit like that. I seen one time he knocked Kim pulled up under the car. You know what I'm saying? This when we was in Atlanta. He knocked Kim pulled up under the car by Justin's in Atlanta. I seen this shit.
And listen,
yo, listen what I'm saying.
God don't mean you gotta knock the females out and shit.
Yeah, but let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. I never been no freak off. I never seen no freak off, but I can believe him.
Yeah, they was equal participants in that. You got swingers and all that. I'm not.
I understand that. I've been to swingers parties and shit. But what I'm saying is, yo, he's gonna get convicted because they can prove that he paid these escorts. Once you pay them to come and do something, and she had the text messages and all that Jane Doe did when she put out there. He sent her the money. She had the money for no escorts.
Yep, that's a fact.
Come on, man. Yo, we can't. Yo, bruh, you my brother. I love you to life, bruh. What I'm saying is, we can't defend him because he's black or because he's a man.
I'm not doing that, boy. I'm doing it based upon what I heard. You watch it too, and you're gonna have individuals that's gonna agree that he should be guilty, and you're gonna have individuals that's not going to agree that he should be guilty. And all I'm basing it is, if I was a juror sitting on that stand, from the broad that told about her being hanged over the balcony and all that shit was a lie. Even Cassie and it was either Jane Doe or Mia or one of them, they know the same broad with that. They was talking about how they was going to orchestrate this. They even proved the part when you talked about him, R.A.P.E. and her, that he came there and 3 o'clock in the morning, the dude that's her husband right now had FaceTime Cassie. So Cassie didn't answer the phone. And then the next day, when she got back with her husband now, who's the same dude that Diddy hired to be her personal trainer, it ain't like them broads wasn't no, HOEs. They was doing a lot of that on their own. And the broad that got hung from the balcony, her and Cassie, Puffy told her like, yo, why you hanging around this broad? This broad got you using a bunch of drugs. And that broad was known, she don't like men. She only like women. So I'm saying my thing ain't being pro Puffy, He did a bunch of dirt in his life, but what I'm saying is, and this is when it comes to being a real juror, you gotta base what's the facts. Just like when I went to trial, I had 18 police officers testifying against me for 6 attempt murders on them. I beat that only for the fact that what they was trying to prove in court, even though that they was police officers, it did not meet the test of proving what they had charged me with. So all I'm saying is this ain't a thing where I'm saying, oh, I love Puffy, I'm pro Puffy. I'm going by what was presented. And what was presented was a bogus case. They should have took it to the state. They could have charged them with domestic violence, assault, and everything. And them broads is just like when you in the drug game. When you start to live a certain type of life and you get used to certain things, it ain't like he had them chained to no pole like all these other things that we be hearing where a dude done kept a chick in the basement for 12 years and all that shit. They had choices at any given time to say, yo, I don't want to be a part of this no more. They choose it to be a part of that because they
they was getting blackmailed, extorted too. You forgot what Cassie said. He said, if you don't do this, I'm gonna post a video so your family, I'm gonna send a video to your mother and father.
But they never proved that. They never proved that in the case. And while Cassie was dealing with him, she was dealing with Kid Cudi for over a year. She had other individuals. I'm not saying that what he did to her was right as far as that video was concerned. But when it comes to a lot of other things that was exposed during the case,
I'm a criminal too. I'm a predicate felon too, bro. But what kind of shit like this, bro? I tend to lean more to like, yo, I watch this nigga. I watch how he moved. I watch the thing he did, the grimy shit he did to individuals.
Proof is in the pudding, yo.
I watched the grimy shit he did to individuals, bro. You gotta think about what he did to Wolf's mother. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's supposed to get Wolf that money, and he instigated that beef between Wolf and BMF. He instigated that shit, bro.
Yo, Born, I'm saying all of that is right and exact. It's just like right now. If you sitting up there right now for murder, and even if you did the murder, but you decide to take the case to trial, it's on the prosecutors to prove beyond any reasonable doubt. If they bring witnesses into the case and those witnesses perjure themselves and everything else and can be caught up in lies. First of all, one of the broads, she went to meet the prosecutors 31 times. Another broad went to meet them 24 times. If you're telling the truth, you only need to meet me one time and bring me into the courtroom because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not saying this based on, yo, he a black man and this, that, and the third. Everybody know that Puffy did foul shit in his life. But what I'm saying is right now, we got to go with the evidence that's been presented in the case. And all I'm saying for me, if I was sitting on the jury and the evidence that was presented in the case so far, and especially what his lawyer
guilty. Nah,
right.
I'm just playing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to vote
Yo,
not guilty, or I'm gonna hold out and be. You know what I'm saying?
I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this real quick.
Who I've interviewed before, and I have said some of the stuff he says is true. Some of the stuff I feel has been made up. Were you there when Gene Deal was there?
No, I wasn't there when Gene. Gene was before me. Gene was in the Kim Porter, the Misa days.
Okay. But you guys have discussed Gene Deal.
Yeah.
How did those discussions go? Meaning you and Puff.
I mean, those discussions, it wasn't never just me and Puff. It was us and security, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, man, y'all ain't seen Gene? And in reality, we did see Gene. We all from Harlem. But Puff wasn't running around Harlem like that. So me and Paulie and them would never tell him when we seen Gene. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, if y'all see Gene, I'm telling y'all, man, somebody better punch him in the face. Somebody better do something to him, man. He out here doing this, that. And we'd be like, all right.
Okay, so when was this? Because was Gene doing interviews at this point?
Yeah, we talking like 2008, 2009. Gene was spreading the word. You know, Gene was always bad mouthing.
Hold on. Vlad TV started in 2008, 2009. YouTube was really early.
No, he wasn't doing YouTube and stuff. He was going around talking a lot of shit. And we all from Harlem. So he was just talking a lot of shit. And it's a small, Harlem is small.
So what was Gene Deal saying during that time? What did you hear?
He basically was talking about Puff fighting women, hitting women, shit that was going on with him and Kim. Puff being gay, you know, shit with him and Usher and shit like that. He was talking the same shit that he's talking now on a major scale, but he was spreading it around Harlem. Okay. So it was basically a thing where, yo, if y'all see that nigga, man, I'm telling y'all better hear he got hands put on him, this, that, and the other. But we seen him, you know what I'm saying? But we still living in Harlem. He's not living in Harlem. We still living there. So we're bumping to him. You know, we're bumping to him at the bank. It was a couple of times we bumped into him in the street. This, that. We ain't had no real beef with him, but we would act like it when we was around Puff because that's what he want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but Puff was never with you guys when you guys saw Gene Deal.
Nah.
So
never.
So you guys were just
that's why we just was like, nah, we ain't seen him.
Huh.
Same thing with Mark Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo,
Mark Curry was running his mouth about Puff.
He had the book out since 2009, 2010. So I'm telling you,
Dancing with the Devil, I think.
Yeah. If y'all see him, y'all better put hands on him, this, that, and the other. When Uncle Paulie said he seen Mark, he said he seen him, he closed the door and he locked the door and everything. It was him and some other security dudes. And he asked Mark, he said, yo, why you doing this, yo? He said, man, I got to take care of my family. And Paul told him, okay, that's all I wanted to hear. He ain't tell Puff about it. You know what I'm saying? But he said, yo, if you doing it to take care of your family, man, take care of your family. But this is the type of stuff that we ain't go back and tell Puff.
So Puff was putting hit on niggas basically, yeah.
I mean, Roger said plenty times in the same interview that Puff wasn't no punk and he wanted to punch 50 in the face when it was just him and Puff together, but it, you know, it was too many dudes with 50 and Roger said, I don't think that's a good idea right now. We totally outnumbered.
Yeah, hold on. I'm about to go this so y'all can hear this shit, yo. And that shit was funny too. Hold on. Go this so y'all can hear that shit. That's it.
Michelob Ultra Zero.
Yeah, this is fair use.
Well, during cross-examination, they showed text messages where Cassie was like, I'm always ready for a freak off. I love these freak offs. You know, I'm whatever. Do you feel on some level that Cassie really enjoyed it and really liked it? And maybe certain times she didn't? To me, it doesn't seem like she was being forced every time.
Right.
What do you think? Based on being around them?
I think it was drugs. You know what I'm saying? I think a certain amount of drugs is gonna make you feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So and I think that's one of the things that we all hear is about the amount of drugs that they was doing. So you probably doing it to get to that point where you really don't care or you really do enjoy. So if I had to answer it, I would say depending on how much drugs they did, I think it was times that she really did enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was times that she actually didn't remember it. You know what I'm saying? I remember one conversation, but I just had my ears open and I heard Puff say, yo, man, I don't remember that shit. I was high, yo. So when I hear about some of the stuff that they say and he say, yo, I didn't remember I was high, I know that some of that shit is true because I heard him say that shit before.
Now, 50 Cent's baby mother, Daphne Joy, was mentioned. And I know that she was hanging around Puff. Was that after you left?
Yeah, that was after.
So you never saw her?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Got it. You know,
him and Puff always had that off and on type of situation. We almost had a fight at the MTV Awards and all that
okay,
stuff.
so he mentions this. I remember I mentioned this to Tony Ayo when he was on my show last week.
Right.
So I guess at one point, there was some sort of friction with 50 Cent, and it was at the MTV Awards.
Right.
And I guess they were talking, and Diddy was like, I don't like that all that back and forth stuff. I like guns.
Okay.
Do you remember that conversation?
I don't remember that conversation because him and 50 went off to the side, but I remember it was just me and Diddy there. And it was Yayo and a bunch of dudes from Queens sitting there, and it was 50. And Puff was like, yo, I'm just going to walk up on him and punch him in his face. And
Wait.
Yeah.
Puff said he's going to walk up on 50 Cent and punch him in the face.
Yeah, he said, I'm just going to punch him in the face. And I said, yo, what are you talking about? He said, yo, ain't that your man? Ain't that your man? He said, man, go talk to your man. I said, yo, hold up, B, because he knew me and Yayo was tight.
Oh, hold on.
So he said,
let me see if I get Yayo on the phone real quick. Hold on a sec. I got it. Hold on. This is too good.
Look at Vlad.
I try to get Yayo on the. I try to get Yayo on the phone.
Yeah,
just to get his reaction to this.
So I try to talk some sense in Puff head because the other people that was around is just crash dummies. Whatever Puff say do, they do. Me, I'm thinking about the repercussions. So I said, no matter how tight me and Yayo is, you punch his man in the face, all of them niggas is getting up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just me and him. So I said, yo, B, you can't do that, man. I said, yo, it's just me and you here. You said, what, you scared? You scared? I said, nah, I ain't scared. I said, I'm just telling you that don't make no sense. So him and 50 talk. And then after about 10 minutes of them talking, he said, all right, come on, yo, let's go. And then Yayo came up and me and him started talking. And he told Puff, yo, you know who you got with you? He was like, yeah, I know. And that was the end of that. Because that was like a conversation and a beef and a problem that was over my head. Yeah, it was there because we bumped into him. But I know that they talk on the phone all the time or they deal with stuff a different way. And then it was times when we got together and they act like they was hunky-dory. So I really didn't know what was going on with them. It was an off and on type thing.
Yeah. When I mentioned the whole gun thing to Tony Ayo, I don't like go back and forth. I got guns. Tony was like, yeah, we were into guns too.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. We were ready for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have bulletproof trucks. After Diddy and 50 had been doing some press for MTV, Diddy told her that he was having some problems with 50 and that I like guns, in terms of dealing
with it. We like guns too. At that point, niggas would have got eradicated. It was like, come on, bro. We have bulletproof trucks. Like, we like guns too. Like, when it come to 50 and us, we beef with the best of them. Like, I never had a friendship with Diddy. I never had a friendship with not too many people in the industry. So that's all I know. But at that point, like in my 20s at that time, and still to now, like I'm just keeping it real. I don't want to say anything crazy because the internet has been indicting people lately. So I don't want to say that crazy. But, like, I'm just like, that would have been crazy for him. I think Diddy was just talking that day. I think he was just talking. I think he just wanted to look good because, come on, bro. No way.
I remember, like, remember how 50 of them used to wear the bulletproof vests on stage?
Yeah.
And so forth? I remember being in G-Unit offices. This was about maybe 2004 or so.
Okay.
And, you know, I would show up with my camera. This was when I was a DJ and I was doing DVDs. And I remember Tony Yayo walks into G-Unit offices, takes off his jacket, and he had a bulletproof vest on, just walking around.
Right.
This is not a stage prop.
Right.
This is not for entertainment. Yayo was really wearing a vest.
Right. That's when they was beefing with Jimmy Henchman.
With Jimmy Henchman. Because remember, his Bentley got shot up.
Right.
So Yayo was like, oh, okay, he should have done that. We were ready for that.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. Jimmy even told me that. Jimmy even said they not to be played with, Bonds. He said they not to be played with. And hearing that from him was a surprise to me. You know?
I mean, look, I know 50. You know, I'm not best friends with him, but we know each other. If Puff would have punched 50 in the face, 50 would have punched him right back.
Oh, no question.
Like 50's big also.
No question.
He's like my height, stocky, muscular.
And
I've seen him
he
get
got
in
a
fights with
boxing
people.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what the hell was Puffy thinking saying that?
Puff go about not him. He go about who he got around him.
So he felt you were going to handle that whole problem.
Yeah,
You're going to fight 10 guys by yourself.
Yeah, he knew me and Yayo was tight. I guess he thought, you know, Puff, I give that to Puff. When it comes to a fight game, he don't care. You know, that ain't the only instance, you know. I seen him jumping dudes 3 times his size face. You know what I'm saying? He'll fight you all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't he slap Drake at one point?
Yeah. I wasn't there for that.
There.
All right, y'all, hold up. Yo, we all know how Boo Boo get down, bro. Shabu.
Yeah.
We know how Boo Boo get down. If Puff would have punched 50 in the face, 50 would have
beat the shit out of him.
50 would have knocked him out. This nigga lying talk about Puff said, let's go over there and fight them.
Nah, he lying. No, Puff probably did say that shit. Because Puff probably was high and drunk. He probably did say that shit. You know, when niggas get that liquid courage in them, he probably had that Diddy juice in him. That's a rock. Gassed him up. 50 would have annihilated him.
That's the rock is nasty too. Oh man.
Hey, yo, the funny thing is though, when he said that, what's old boy from Brooklyn name again, yo?
Jimmy Henchman.
When he said Jimmy Henchman, said, yo, man, them niggas ain't not to be played with. You could tell it was some type of fear that Jimmy Henchman had in fucking with 50 with G-Unit niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was fair because you know what transpired with that, and you know, Yayo boy got, you know, rest in peace, knocked off with that whole incident that started from Henchman's son being slapped. But it's like everything else, you know, when it's United States against Russia or whatever, when you know that a person gonna show you, yo, I got just as much power as you got. I ain't got no fear like you got, you know, then we gonna get it on. So I look at it like that because I know Henchman was a gangster once again, grew up in my era of time, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that was around him. I've been around him before. I'm not saying we was buddy or anything like that on that level, but you know, all of us move with people that are interconnected in those circles. So, you know, Henchman was official, you know. So I just look at it as when he said what he said, he was saying it like, yo, you know, they not no pushovers. And once again, we talked about this the other day, Born, you know, as far as with 50 and who he was in the street. Like I said, we come from 2 different time eras, but we all interconnected because everything is passed down. It ain't like this shit come out no air pocket. You know, if you grow up around gangsters, you know your pops, your uncles, your cousins, this one, your OGs in your hood. Then when it's your turn, then you're gonna represent that same type of legacy. You know, you're gonna be put through those same type of tests, because a lot of people will get up there just like you did this, you know, joint before with this Nina Boy or whatever. And certain people, whether you talking about you with a gang, you with this, you with that, none of that matters when it comes time that you personally got to stand on your square and represent that you are part of that lifestyle and you are who you are. And most niggas that if they got to move where the only time that they can react is because they got a bunch of niggas with them or they got a bunch of killers with them that'll go and put in the work, but they won't put in the work themselves, then sooner or later your gangsterism is going, you know, it's going to fall off because you're not who you saying that you really are. So when it come to that, and it's the same thing with Puff, like, you know, his pops was a real gangster. His pops moved in them circles with Nicki and the whole thing. And just like this cat
His pop's a bona fide rat too. There's a lot of rat gangsters though. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of gangsters that are rats. But
right.
Pops, they said Pops was more of a ladies' man. He wasn't really a gangster. He was a ladies' man.
Yeah. He was a rat. You know what I'm saying? Just big difference.
Right. But see, what I'm saying is to it, everybody that get to those levels, I'm not never about a individual telling on another individual. Because for one, when you in the streets, just as much as you accept the rewards of the streets, it's already been written in the books that you got to accept the consequences. But in the same token, I'm not going to take away from certain individuals that because you was a murderer and you had 19 bodies, and then now you went and told on somebody, that makes you less than a murderer. Because if that was the case, we would have seen all that transpire with Sammy the Bull. He told on the mafia, and when he came home and went to Vegas, he was doing
He's the biggest
interviews.
rat. He got 3 years for all that shit. He's the
Right. But
he's
what I'm
Master
saying,
Splinter.
what I'm saying is, in the same token, you could never take away that the man was a murderer, and 9 out of 10 times, those same individuals know that, yo, if he said it, like, yo, y'all could come for me, y'all know where I'm at. And this is what I'll be talking about when we separate those thin lines between what's real and what's not real. Because if a cat is a murderer and you think that you're going to just walk up to them, talk to them any old type of way or whatever, just like I was looking the other night and Zipping them was on there and they was talking about Preacher inside the feds and everything else. I know individuals that was there when 5 niggas tried to roll on him to take him out, and he ended up chasing all of them up out of there. Let's understand that when, just like animals, when they got certain nature, don't think that now they're gonna turn around and just let you.
Peace to the guy, Elmatic. Peace.
Right.
Lord.
And just let you do anything to them. Of course, they broke the code. They got to live with the fact that they was a rat and everything else. But if you a murderer and it gets to that point, don't think that them individuals can't murder again. So me personally, I just keep it real. I don't say, yo, I like that. I've never done that. Never will done that. I've been placed to the test where I could have done things like that. And just like I always felt when I woke up in the morning and I looked in the mirror, I wanted to look in the mirror and still see a man. I wanted to look in the mirror and still see Shabu Biallah. I couldn't look in the mirror and I got whiskers and I'm looking at myself.
See a foreman God in the streets.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what the rules was, and if I choose it to live that life, then I gotta live by the rules. I'm not gonna go and tell on you now, Born or Cross or anybody else just because I'm the one that got caught. And that's what got the game so twisted nowadays. And you know what's the sad part about this, right? Is that you got dudes out here that might be facing a 1 to 3, but because they involved with the clique or whatever that the police is going after right now, the police gonna tell them, yo, man, when they get them down there, you know you facing 40 years, you facing life, and now all of a sudden, this nigga rolled over on some shit that if he would have kept his mouth closed, he could have ended up with a 1 to 3 probation or whatever. And this is where the game is no longer what it's supposed to be, because at the end of the day, all these dudes want to roll around and do this, that, and the third. And one thing, once again, that my man Zip brought up, he said a lot of these cats that's rolling around and got 100 bricks in their trunk, they not worried about nothing because they already know if the police grab them, they gonna tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got any of that type of, thinking in your mind, then you ain't got no business being out there and being a part of this. And this is what we be talking about when we be telling the youth what's going on. Gang, 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 gang. And now all of a sudden, as soon as y'all all get scooped up, they already know. This is why the police is so supreme at what they do right now, because they say, yo, we gonna round up 28 of these niggas, and we know that out of 28 of these niggas,
3
at
of them
least
tell.
18 to 20, 75% of them is going to tell right off the rip. So this is why they don't concentrate on going after who they going after first. They concentrate off of going after the low level. You know how Cat and them really got rocked? Cat and them got rocked because they had a cat that used to go and buy clothes for them. Buy clothes for them. And the police snatched that nigga up. And that nigga started giving them the information that they needed to start tapping the phones on 150 and everything. Read the book, Cop Shop. You know what I'm saying? So the
What's it called?
chain is
What's it called? Hold on. What's it called?
It's called Cop Shop.
Cop Shop? Hold
Yeah.
on, let me see. Let me see if I pull up real quick. Hold up.
Yeah, pull it up.
Where's my 'cause I got Amazon, what's it? Amazon.
That'll give you the whole details.
I got Kindle Amazon, so I'm gonna pull up. You said Cop
Yeah,
Shop?
about Edward Burns, Pappy Mason, all of them. They wrote the book, Cop Shop.
Cop Shop. It's by John Meany.
Yeah, it's all in there. And see, this is what I'm saying too, right? The life of the ego is the death of the group. And what I mean by that is that whole shit, from the parole officer to everything, that whole shit caved in because of Pappy with a 22 in his boot, drinking a beer out on the block with a cop called Crazy Joe, where all he had to do was put the bear in the
but Cop
bag.
Shop, hold up. The Cop Shop, they got a base in Jersey, though.
Huh?
Cop Shop, they got that base in Jersey.
A base? What do you mean?
It's based in Jersey. It's about Jersey Cop.
Well, you got the wrong one. You got a Cop Shop book that's written all about the whole Fat Cat thing.
Cop Shop.
I know that for a
Jersey
fact because
Cop
I read the
David
book.
Partner was killed in cold blood. Davey Snaps now. He is out for vengeance. The spill of blood seems to be the only answer someone has to pay.
What is Fat Cat in the book that was written on the Cop Shop? And that should show up.
They say no results. Fat Cat, Lorenzo Nichols.
The book called Cop Shop.
Ain't coming up. Hold on. Cop shot. Let me see.
Let me get on my joint. The book written on Fat Cat called Cop Shot.
Yes, that's what I'm on Cop Shot right now. But it's talking about some. It probably talk about Pappy Mason. I mean Pappy Mason, but they probably based it out of Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, whoever might have wrote it or anything, but if you read the book, it'll tell you all the details with that. Because I remember when that went down, that's the first time I seen so many.
Hey, yo, and the funny thing about it is, right, the same guys all over the internet is the same person that told about that cop shooting. That nigga Brian Glaze Donor Gibbs.
And see, I was just getting ready to tell you about that, right? Because they thought that he was Phyllis Copeland at that time, Marshall, right? Because Marshall is Scott Cobb, Todd Scott, and somebody else. But anyway, that's when Glaze was at the height of his career with the whole Eminem thing, Murder and Money. And that's the first time ever in my projects that I seen so many police officers, because it talks about after they did the killing that they came over to the projects. They had about 5,000 with them, and Glaze took them up to Pickens Avenue, but he was upset about it. But my personal eyes, I came walking through the projects that day, and there was police everywhere. I've never seen that many police in my life, in my projects at one time. You know, Cypress Hill projects, East New York, Brooklyn, Tut, Jesus, Glaze, Kool-Aid, so forth and so on. So
D-Nice?
No, D-Nice is from Kingsborough.
You from Kingsborough?
Yeah. It's just that his brother, it's just that Glaze's brother Kool-Aid, that's who Kool-Aid was rolling with. D-Nice.
Yeah, they're best friends or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was his crimey. That's who they was getting that money with.
So from what I'm hearing about a lot of old timers, that Glaze wasn't really getting money like that until he got with the Queens niggas. He's pretty much living off his brother rep.
Well, I'm gonna say like this, right? And see, once again, you always know, born. I ain't no cat that fabricates shit, shit or nothing, right? I was coming through on Sutter side, because that's the side that Glaze lived on, Euclid and Sutter. And Glaze stopped me. And he said, yo, Shy, because me and Kool-Aid went through a little bit because he put it out there like that Glaze wasn't getting no money till he rolled with them. And he said to me, he said, yo, Shy, you know how to cut dope? I was like, nah, man. He said, yeah, because I got 15 ounces of dope from Cat. But I never fooled around in the dope game. So I told him I don't, know nothing about cutting no dope. Now, here nor there, I'm gonna say this part that he definitely was making the most amount of money that he ever made in the game when he got with Fat Cat and them crew. For me to say that he wasn't getting no type of significant money prior to that, I can't say that. But I would go out on the limb to say that yes, he made the most amount of money that he ever made when he started dealing with Cat and them as the enforcer. But I think it was his brother first that got with Cat, because they was all locked up in Brooklyn House on Atlantic Avenue together. So that's kind of how that whole little connection started and came about.
Okay. Yeah, I remember before I got locked up through the Fed bid, I know Info Mars, that's my man, you know what I'm saying? We real cool. So we was kicking it, right? And he had Glaze on, he interviewed Glaze, whatever. And I was like, yo, Glaze said he read all dead people, right? He was like, yeah. So when I went to the feds, I read Glaze's book. So I'm reading Glaze's book, and my man Brian come up. He's from Brooklyn and shit. He got caught on that. He was on. What happened? He got violated on parole from that Edward Burns. He was on an Edward Burns case. You know what I'm saying? They violated him on parole. For something, yo. And he see me reading the book. He's like, "That's the nigga that ratted on me." He said he only ratted all dead people. He's like, "Nah." He showed me his paperwork and everything. He was one of the people that was with the Edward Burns thing. He's one of the setup niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I read the book and said, let me read this book. And when I read the book, this dude said, this reason I lost all respect. I can't even fucking a killer nut. I lost all respect when he said, the reason I turned informant is because I see all the informants was getting conjugal visits with their women. And he said, I want a conjugal visits too, because I'm addicted to sex. So that's the reason I rolled over everybody. And what I thought in my head is, nigga, you're not just a rat. If you would have had to do them 30 years or all them years for them bodies, you would have been messing with boys because you don't got no discipline.
Big facts. Big facts.
Am I lying, God?
You said about that?
He said the only reason he testifies because all the other people that testified was getting conjugal visits with their wives. And he was like, he was addicted to sex. So that's why he testified, right? He said in his book. So what I said is, you don't got no discipline. So if you would have did that time, you ain't just a rat. You all probably would have been homosexual because you probably would mess with them boys in prison.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that cat, but it says right here, Mason directed the hit through his associates.
No, hold on. I'm talking about with your boy Brian Glaze Gibbs.
Right.
I read the book. I read his book while I was in the feds.
Oh, okay.
And this is what he said. He said
Lucky some shit, yeah.
He said I tested. He said I flipped because all the other people that was writing, they was getting conjugal visits with their wife. He said I was addicted to sex. So he's like, that's why I flipped. So what I'm saying, you're not just a rat. You probably would have been a gump if you would have stayed in prison because you don't got no self-discipline.
I could see that. I know. I wish I wouldn't have took the interview down that me and him had did. My problem is that when we had the little fallout over some bullshit with Zip, you know, that I just took it down. But he told me that Pappy never had a problem with him telling and told him to go do what he got to do. I don't remember it verbatim, but I know
he said that one of his other interviews too.
Yeah. But it was Philip Copeland, Todd Scott, David McClary, and Scott Carr. Those are the four cats that actually did the murder.
David McClaren.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
and
the one.
And he said that
you know David home now, right?
Nah, I didn't know whether he was home. I know that they kept coming up for release, all of them, and they was, still trying to campaign to keep them in there. But
Dave, that's the nigga there. I kept saying Brian, David. David's home now. David live in Elizabeth, New Jersey with his mom's.
Okay.
He was in the federal holding facility with me in 2018. He was back He came back for fucking excuse me, a violation.
He said to me that it was kind of like the Sammy the Bull and John Gotti situation where more or less, you know, Cat was gonna put it where, or was trying to put it like he, you know, should take the weight or whatever, take it to trial, something like that. I don't want to say verbatim, but it was more or less like the John Gotti and Sammy the Bull type thing at that time when that had something to do with him making the decision. Like I said, once again, man, I don't justify none of them niggas that did it, and it ain't none of them niggas that could tell me anything, because at the end of the day, it's easy for a person to say, yo, well, what they wouldn't do, but if you in that situation, is what you did. So I can't go with nobody telling, because like I said, I faced it that, and I took it there and I beat them. And you got to make the decision within yourself, because all the credibility, like you said, out in the world, you was a killer, you was a kingpin, you was this and that. At the end of the day, like Nicky Barnes, like all the individuals that decided to tell, you could come up with a reason for anything at any given moment and say, yo, I'm doing it because of this right here, my mother or whatever, and everything else. But at the given time, you got to also make the decision, you know, I just can't live like that. Pappy didn't tell his mama went to jail.
And like even like with my cousin Rayful Edmonds, DC, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? I never did a show. Everybody was like, your cousin home, you should do a show, you should try to get him an interview. Like, nah, man, I can't do that, because no matter if they family or not, I don't mess with rats. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just built differently, you know what I'm saying? If my father was a rat and I found out about it, I wouldn't have messed with my father, because you gave me the rules and you broke the rules, nigga. That's how I see shit like that, you know what I mean? And I always been like that since I was a kid. No tattletelling, nigga. I remember I was a kid, something happened, and I go tell my mother, and she's like, stop tattletelling, stop being a little rat.
Right?
My mom's just saying this to me, yo.
This is from the sandbox, you know what I mean?
Sandbox.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But your boy in that interview, like I said, Roger Barnes, he said, if they would have called me, I would testify. And we was dealing with that only based upon my thing is that at the end of the day, regardless of what that man did,
You're a street nigga. You're a street nigga. You ain't no ex-parole officer. You ain't no ex-cop. You know what I'm saying? You was a real street dude. You was in prison for doing street shit. So yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Right.
That's being a rat.
And even with everything that Gene said, I ain't never heard Gene come out his mouth. I could be wrong, but I ain't never heard him come out his mouth and say, if they call me, I'm gonna get up on the stand and say something about Puffy. But you say in that interview, and my problem is with it, is that why you letting this man, this white boy, take you right now while that man is going through what he's going through. He could be as foul as anything in the universe. And I'm not standing up for Puffy once again with what I'm saying. But me personally, even if I had beef with that man right now, Vlad couldn't call me and say, yo, Shabu, I want you to sit down and do an interview with me, when I know right now, Born, that you went through everything you went through, and right now your whole life is up in the air about whatever's going to happen to you. I'll be like, yo, man, The man is on trial, and we gonna wait until the guilty or not guilty verdict come out. I can't respect the individual that right now, with what's going on right now, that all of a sudden you pop up, and we know what it's probably all about. Vlad probably offered him a nice big fat check to jump up there and do this right now, because all of this is a part of the circus. So all I'm saying, as a real individual that's from the streets, regardless of what Puff would have had done to me, I could not do an interview in all conscience at this moment and sit down and discuss all of these other things about Puff, knowing that this man is at the end of whether, he's going to be guilty or not guilty of these crimes that he's accusing of. So,
Hey, yo, I respect that, yo. We're gonna end there on that topic, bruh. I appreciate you, God in the Streets, Shabu B Allah, the Mac Mizzle Show, Cross Your Heart Podcast, and the King of New Jersey. Yo, Shabu, I'm gonna hit you after I finish with this show. I'm about to hang up and roll out. But yo, I appreciate everybody that came up here, show love to the platform. This is the King of New Jersey. This is BTBTV, where we bully the bullies, and where the truth shall set you free.
You already know.
Peace.
Yeah.